Boys, the ESPN Daily. Good morning. In an effort to protect the 84 bottles of wine he has in the NBA bubble, CJ McCollum keeps his hotel room temperature at around 60 degrees when he's inside it, and in the mid to high 50s when he's not. Cool. Sounds comfy. You can bundle up and get all cozy. As someone who regularly flexes how I sleep in the icy conditions of 68 degrees, I commend him for his efforts. That's cold. Here's your ESPN Daily. Listen up. Pete Alonso, poking the polar bear. Mets first baseman Pete Alonso set the rookie record for home runs in 2019 and announced himself as New York's other young superstar alongside the Yankees' Aaron Judge. That's Judge. But before the polar bear took MLB by storm, he was the target of bullying as a child growing up in Tampa, Florida. Okay. Lots of people are. Baseball became Alonso's escape, but even as his career took him to the University of Florida, bullying followed him. Aww. On today's episode of the ESPN Daily Podcast, ESPN baseball insider Buster Olney, who spent time with Alonso ahead of his E60 profile, which airs Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN, joins the show to discuss the struggles Alonso faced on his journey to MLB. Things to care about. 29 Mike Trout stories on his 29th birthday. Mike Trout is a phenom. That isn't up for debate. But when it comes to determining the most impressive thing he's ever done, it's much more open for interpretation. You see, for all of Trout's success in front of the cameras, and he's had plenty, the generation's greatest baseball player has had that much more away from the spotlight entirely. During the 3-month period when sports were shut down because of the coronavirus panic, we reached out to teammates, coaches, scouts, execs, broadcasters, and friends and posed the question, what's the most impressive thing you've ever seen Mike Trout do? We heard from more than 50 people and learned a lot about the down-to-earth superstar. We learned that he always wins at everything he does. We learned that good things happen for him, and he's uniquely lucky, which was reflected by the perfect snowy weather during his wedding ceremony. We learned that he challenges himself constantly and is genuinely revered by practically everybody. We learned that he signs a lot of autographs and makes his teammates' kids feel special. We learned that he has a sense for the moment and that he seemed destined for stardom as a teenager. I could keep going with our findings, but it's probably more fun for you if I just direct you to 29 stories that define Mike Trout on his 29th birthday. He sounds awful. The NBA bubble's unofficial wine club. It's no secret that a wine movement has grown in the NBA over recent years. Well, I wasn't aware, but that's not surprising. I like wine. Some players, including Golden State Warriors guard Stephen Curry and ex-Miami Heat star Dwayne Wade, even started their own labels. That movement is even more pronounced in the bubble. Suffice it to say, when 22 NBA teams started flowing into the bubble, so too did the wine. Being able to open a bottle at the end of the day and share a glass at a distance with teammates brings something beyond relaxation for players. As J.J. Redick explained, it provides an escape. Josh Hart echoed that sentiment, saying, it kind of gives you a kind of sense of, grounding and, normalcy, even during this uncomfortable time. While Hart, who had a wine fridge shipped to his hotel before he even arrived, and Redick were among the first to get high-end wine deliveries shipped to the bubble, they are far from alone in the endeavor. There is wine for players, for staffers, for reporters. There is wine from websites and wine brokers and wine shops and wine clubs and individual vineyards. CJ McCollum, Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, Jimmy Butler, PJ Tucker, and other players have cases of additional wine on the way. Wine brings people together in the bubble, players say, and as it flows, so too does the conversation about basketball, the state of the country, and the NBA's unprecedented undertaking. In vino veritas? Not if it's LeBron James talking about the state of the country. It's called NHL fashion. Look it up. What? If any of you ever went to private school growing up, or studied at a military academy, you know the deal with uniforms. While uniforms have definite upside, read eliminate stressful decision-making in the morning, they can also act as a crutch. The stricter the dress code, the more lost you might be when coming face-to-face with freedom. If current me could bestow any advice on 11-year-old me, the free dress day look you assembled with the popped collar and pink Timberland boots, that ain't it. Anyway, a similar situation seems to be plaguing NHL players right now. Under the NHL's collective bargaining agreement, players are required to wear a suit, dress shirt, and tie to the arena on game days, unless otherwise specified by the head coach or manager. It's the only major professional sports league in North America with such a strict dress code. But now, for 2020's unusual Stanley Cup tournament, the NHL and the Players Association agreed to relax the rules and let players wear whatever they want to the rink. Cue the free dress day vibes. Some of the players seem downright unsure of how to proceed given their newfound freedom and are continuing to wear what they had to previously. Hey, if somebody wants to wear a suit, I mean, you don't necessarily have to have to think that they're awkward. Maybe they just like being sharp-dressed men. Others are falling victim to the over-involved parent team mandate and are showing up in a sea of unfortunate matching polos and custom Lululemon sweatsuits. You can't make this up. But for all of the fails, there are some NHL players like Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, and Nikita Zadorov who are seizing the moment to make the bubble their runway. Here are some of the best and worst looks of the tournament's first week, according to Chris Versteeg, whose commentary rivals that of Joan Rivers. Things to watch. They can throw, but can they chug beer? Today is International Beer Day. I was going to comment on how convenient it is that the esteemed holiday falls on a Friday this year, but upon a precursory Google search, I discovered that it's not a coincidence. IBD is celebrated the first Friday of every August. Who knew? In honor of the occasion, feel free to feast your eyes on this video of NFL quarterbacks chugging beer. Well, I know that one is Aaron Rodgers, but I can't quite tell who that one is. That clearly says Indians, which is not an NFL team. Anyway, overheard. Kobe's with me every day. You guys see when I put on my shoes with the Be Legendary, that's a reminder. Even without that reminder, it comes through 24 hours at least 2-3 times a day. He crosses my mind, not more. Some of these quotes they have are just really jumbled up and hard to understand sometimes. Devin Booker on Kobe Bryant's impact on him in the NBA bubble. Remember when? On this date in 2007, Barry Bonds made history by breaking Hank Aaron's home run record, clobbering his 756th off a pitch from Nationals pitcher Mike Bacsik. Bonds finished his career with 762, a record that doesn't seem likely to be broken for many years. What's on this weekend? There's Friday, which has already happened, so don't need to look at that. Saturday, bunch of stuff. Sunday, bunch of stuff. Until next time, remember, when it comes to chugging beer, I like to pretend I'm a Baker Mayfield, but in reality, I'm much more of an Aaron Rodgers. This has been your ESPN Daily for Friday, August 7th, 2020. Alrighty. I hate beer. Just gonna put that out there. I'm not a beer person. I've given plenty of tries. Nope, don't like it. Yahoo Sports, read and react. NFL expected to lose billions on ticket sales. Oh well. Don't take our football away. NFL COVID testing. I mean, if they did, they would lose even more money, so whatever. NFL COVID testing looking good so far. Very positive. College coaches preseason poll. Usual suspects at the top. Let's play the feud. Michigan's Jim Harbaugh versus Ohio State's Ryan Day. Who you got? Halfway through day one of the PGA, Zach Johnson was tied for first and tied for last at the same time. Wait, what? That sounds strange. The lead. No Better Bet by Jay Hart. Morning and happy Friday, especially if you're Zach Johnson. Or maybe not. See above. he has a giant trophy. Anyway, the PGA Championship has got it going on, and the surest bet in all sports is, so far, after Zach Johnson was tied. Okay, that's not Zach Johnson. That was a reference to this headline right here. Okay. Anyway, the PGA Championship has got it going on, and the surest bet in all sports is, so far, ringing true yet again. Brooks Koepka in the hunt at a major. Some of you might be asking, who? Yeah, that's sort of the story with Koepka. Is it Koepka? Koepka? Kepka? Koepka? He's so unassumingly cool you hardly notice him until you look up at the leaderboard and he's sitting on top. Check this stat. After his last 20 rounds in major championships, Koepka has stood third, first, fourth, second, first, 16th, sixth, third, second, third, eighth, fourth, and now third. It ain't Tiger Woods in the 2000s, but it's the closest thing golf's seen since. If only Koepka would throw a club every once in a while, like Busby, he might draw a few more page views. Seriously, this is a roll of the dice right here, talking Koepka. Jim Harbaugh versus Ryan Day makes for better fodder. If the college football season makes it to October 24th, it's going to be a ratings monster to see the Buckeyes go for 100 against Michigan. So thanks for reading this far. Golf is pretty interesting. The photo at the top is of Koepka riding a train through San Francisco, Wanamaker Trophy in tow, and what makes it so perfect is how unscripted it seems. Just some dude with a silver trophy the size of a 4-year-old riding a commuter train. Okay. Cool. He seems chill. If you didn't know it or have forgotten, Koepka is going for his 3rd straight PGA Championship. Guess what's one thing Tiger's never done? Win the same major 3 years in a row. This is a dude serious about winning majors on a serious run winning majors. He's won 4 of the last 10. The next one ties him with Phil Mickelson. Yeah, he's already in that territory. He's doing what Rory McIlroy and Jordan Spieth and Dustin Johnson haven't been able to do, sustain at the majors. He's T3 heading into Friday, 1 stroke back. Come Sunday, he may not win it, but you can bet the dog he'll be right there in the thick of it. Alrighty. Get a jump on NBA news. Get the app. Sports Yahoo Sports app. Wetzel. Pac-12 builds escape hatch for ditching football in 2020. Well, that would pretty much stick it in those uppity players' faces. Young players opting out, putting their NFL careers on the line? Yeah, most likely. Oz. Ranking every MLB team by the good, the maybes, the bad. Snooker? Trust us, watch this video. It's the best 5 minutes you'll watch today. Here's a taste below. I like pool. And I want to watch a video of people playing pool because that just makes me jones to play pool. Follow Yahoo Sports on social. That's it for Sundry Sports. Thank you and good night.